Hello and a very good day everyone. So in this particular video, what I'm going to share to you is about offset formula, offset function in Excel. So how we can actually use the offset function in the financial model to play around the scenario analysis, because sometimes we have like multiple scenarios, multiple contractors, multiple cases. So in this case, sometimes people use VLOOKUP, lookup, XLOOKUP, choose function, but I'll be using offset function. So I'll show you how we can actually use offset function to play around the scenario in financial model. We will learn on mastering the scenario analysis using the offset formula. So what I'm going to do is, let me zoom this so that everyone can see clearly. So I'm going to press Ctrl G. So when you press Ctrl G, you will notice a box will appear. So what I'm going to type here is, I'm going to type here C1, enter, and I'm going to press Ctrl space bar, Ctrl Shift equal, Ctrl Shift equal. So over here, I'll just go to this D column, Control space bar, alternate H, O, W, and I'll put the size as 2 because I want to see this data over here. And I'll just write here number 1 equal offset. So the reference will be the starting point over here, D2, comma. You can actually put 0, but if you don't want to put 0 also you can just bypass, put comma, and then you can just put here 1, but you need to lock this. How to lock this? You press F4 button and then you press enter. Then after that, what you can do is you can just double click and automatically it will pop up. So now the thing is, the formatting doesn't appear sync with this current formatting. So you can select this column, Control C, then select this column, Control alternate V, and then what you do is you press T for format and then you press enter. And just like that, you will notice it changes, the formatting changes. So right now, if I press scenario 2, it changes to normal case. If I press scenario 3, it becomes a moderate case. But if it becomes a scenario 4, it becomes a best case. So basically, we use what formula? We use offset formula to actually master the scenario analysis, so that later when we want to prepare chart or we want to prepare the template, we just change the numbering, automatically the data will changes accordingly. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just go to part 2. So we have the 5 different cases. I'll press Ctrl G, go to D1, Control space bar, Control Shift equal, Control Shift equal, so that it'll insert a column. I put here scenario 1 and then equal, offset, and then this is the reference point, comma, comma, and then this is the column. I press F4 to lock the cell. So now the problem is, when I press enter, even if just say I double click, it will pop out over here and it will be a hassle for me to drag down. So how to do it very fast is, you press Control down so that it goes to the bottom, left arrow, Control up, right arrow, Control Shift up, Control D, and just like that it will pop out. But here if you notice, got 0, 0. So before you copy and paste the format, you right click the 0, filter, cell value, and then all the 0 you select, you remove. If you want to remove this filter, you press Control Shift L, and then just like that. Then here you select this column, Control C, Control alternate V, T for format, enter. Just like that. And this one, if just say you don't want the coloring, Control spacebar, Control D. So coloring changes. If you want to reduce the size of the column, alternate HOW, and you put here size number 2. Just like that. And then what I'll do is, I'll put my cursor over here, alternate WFF, freeze pane. So now if just say I go down here, if just say I change to scenario 3, it changes. Scenario 4, it changes. Scenario 2, it changes. So this is how you can actually play around. So let us do one more time. Let's go to part 3. So here what I'll do is, I'll go to this cell, Control space bar, Control Shift equal, Control Shift equal, Control space bar, alternate HOW 2, and then I put here size, the scenario 1 equal, offset, and reference is here, comma, comma, and this thing I put here lock. So Control down, left arrow, Control up, right arrow, Control Shift up, Control D. If the formatting doesn't appear, don't worry, Control spacebar, and you paste as format. There you go. So this is when you change the scenario, it changes automatically. This is how you can actually play around. Okay, so now let's go to part 4. So part 4, if you notice, we do have the project cost, we do have the date, the construction. So what you do is, you put your cursor over here, Control spacebar, Control Shift equal, Control Shift equal, Control spacebar, alternate HOW, size here 2, and then what you do is, you put here 1 equal offset, and then that's the right arrow. The right arrow, then comma, then you put here, this is your column number. Then you log this. So now when you change to scenario 2, wait, let me just change this. Okay, so just say when you change to scenario 2, for example here, I change here to scenario 2, it changes. 3, 4, 5, 6, it changes. So how you want to drag down? Control down, left arrow, control up, right arrow, control shift down, control shift up, control D. Control D means it copy down. Select this, control C, select the F column, control alternate V, and then T for format. There you go. And if you want to put the free spin, alternate WFF. And if you don't want the formatting, control spacebar, control D. Just like that. It will changes automatically. Okay, so this is how you can actually play around. Okay, wait, let me just alternate WFF. Okay, so now alternate WFF. So now what I'll do is just say I change scenario 1, it changes. Scenario 2, it changes. 3, it changes, like that. Okay, let us do one more time. So over here we have the same data. I'm going to select this column C, control shift equal, control spacebar, alternate HOW, size here doer, and then I'm going to put here 1 equal offset. What formula we use? We use offset function. Reference point, and then comma, this is the column number. I log this, control down, left arrow, control up, right arrow, control shift up, control D. This is how you do it. Here we notice got 0, 0. If you don't want the 0, what you can do is, of course here, so I never remove the 0. Okay, by right, I actually need to remove the 0. Okay, so this one is not much, but this one we have multiple 0. So right click, filter, cell value, select all the zeros, delete, control shift L, there you go. Then select this column, control C, control alternate V, T for format. There you go. So this one, if just say you want to remove the blue color, control spacebar, control D, and it will change us. Now let us do for part 6. Okay, part 6 is a bit longer. Okay, so we have this data. So I'll just select the column C, control shift equal, control spacebar, alternate HOW, size here doer, and then I put here size 1, I mean the scenario 1, equal offset. This is the reference, comma, this is the column number. Log this. Then control down, left arrow, control up, right arrow, control shift up, control D. There you go. And then you select the 0 first, right click, filter by cell value, and then you select all these, remove the zeros, control shift L, select the column E, copy, select the column C, paste special, control alternate V, format. Alright, so now you just say I press alternate WFF and I scroll down. So just say I change to scenario 2, scenario 3, scenario 1. So it changes automatically. So this is how we can actually use the offset formula. This is all the offset formula. We can actually use the offset formula to play around the scenario analysis. And then from here, we can actually interlink with our P&L statement, financial statement. Then from there, we can see what happens if just say we change the scenario, whether the chart increase and whatnot.